Now it's time to shift our attention to health matters. 24 hours after Kenya was placed at high risk by the World Health Organization, Guinea has now declared a national health emergency as it battles to control the spread of the deadly Ebola virus. What this translates to is tighter border controls, the immediate isolation of anyone suspected to have Ebola, and a ban on moving bodies from one town to another. Ebola has killed more than 1,000 people in West Africa amid fears that it could be spread beyond West Africa and to East Africa. Meanwhile, untested drugs have arrived in Liberia, but the reactions there are quite different.
The drug, Zimap, arrived in 2 boxes on a commercial flight from the United States, carried by Liberia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Augustin Ngafwan, and was unloaded at the VIP terminal. It will be taken to a hospital in the capital and administered to Liberian doctors Zukunis Ireland and Ibrahim Bobo, who officials said contracted the disease while attending to patients, including a late colleague. The world's worst outbreak of Ebola has claimed the lives of 1,069 people, and there are 1,975 probable and suspected cases. The vast majority in Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, according to new figures from the World Health Organization. The UN Health Agency said only around 10 to 12 doses of the drug have been made, and this raises difficult ethical questions about who should get priority access. The doctors will be the first African to receive it, though it has been given to a Spanish priest who later died, and 2 US aid workers who are reported to have shown signs of recovery. Even so, the clamor for it is strong, given that the contagious hemorrhagic disease is killing more than half of its victims, and there is no known cure or vaccine. The outbreak has brought fresh attention to efforts to find a cure. Scientists in the United States studying Ebola say they have found how it blocks and disables the body's ability to battle infections, and a discovery that should help the search for potential cures and vaccines.
Now, just before we call today on The World Today, mowing the lawn is generally regarded as a chore, but for these ones whom you're about to see, it's an annual sport. They are nothing short of hardcore devotees, and it's a lot more than just a hobby.
34 teams lined up for the highlight of the lawnmower sports calendar, a 12-hour night endurance race in the English village of Five Oaks, West Sussex, over the weekend, with the winning entry completing 366 laps of the 1.37-kilometer circuit. The 12-hour lawnmower race is the pinnacle of the sport's surprisingly busy racing calendar, and this year, 34 teams battled through the night to claim top honors. The sport was born out of a meeting of enthusiastic motorsport fans in a pub back in 1973. The main point of discussion was the huge cost involved in all branches of motorsport. What could they race that would be competitive, fun, and above all, cheap? Having discussed and discounted motorized wheelbarrows and bar stools, the sport of lawnmower racing emerged as a clear winner. On the very first lap, one of the mowers overturned on a tight bend, marking the start of a treacherous night of thrills and spills. 12 hours of racing is hard enough, but the majority of the race is completed in darkness to make it technically more of a challenge, with each team fielding 3 drivers who swap around to combat fatigue. There is also a support team in the pits. As dusk turned to night, the pit lane became a hive of activity as mowers came in for refueling, driver changeover, cleaning and repairs. For the drivers, mental and physical exhaustion can be a problem, but these men and women clearly relished every grueling bump of the punishing course. At midnight, the heavens opened and signaled the start of a 2-hour downpour. The rain made the circuit super slippery and added to the woes of teams trying to keep their machines going and spirits high. Many breakdowns ensued, but amazingly, most of the mowers were still in the race as the hours marched past. With an hour to go at 7 a.m., the rain started again, and this time would continue for the last hour. Finally, the 8 a.m. deadline approached, and wet and muddy exhausted drivers and pit crew were jubilant to finish this punishing challenge.
shocked at how dangerous for a start it looks. I mean, it's very exciting. And there's a one corner up there that's like this. It's so sharp, I can't wait to get up there. But very exciting. I can see why people love it and get obsessed with it. You can't quite understand it.
The victorious team was number 1. Northerners kicked grass. They started in pole position and led from the start. They completed 366 laps. That's approximately 500 kilometers in their allotted 12 hours.
I think before the race we're full of excitement. During the race we get fed up with it. At the end of the race we vow never to do it again. And then about a week afterwards we can't wait to start. So I don't know really. It's just one of those things. I think it's either in your blood or it isn't. I've done half an hour. I broke the mower. They fixed it. The evil people. And sent me out, and then I just thought I'm going to die. I've done one stint. I'm so tired. I'm going to run away.
The fastest lap of the day was set by a team from Luxembourg with a lap time of 1 minute 39 seconds, giving an average speed of 41.9 miles per hour. The winning trio was Mark Rostron, Andy Rostron, and Darren Dars Whitehead.
Well, that's it on The World Today. Thank you for watching. I'm Cynthia Arre. Up next is Sports News.